Welcome to the Airbnb Superhost Secrets podcast, where we dive deep into the art and science of becoming a top-rated host. Today, we're diving into a topic that can really make or break a guest's experience.
Yeah,
Linens.
absolutely. Linens are so important.
We're going beyond thread count today.
Right.
And getting into the nitty-gritty of how to give guests those comfortable, inviting beds
Yeah.
that get rave reviews.
Comfortable inviting beds. Those are the keys.
And of course, how to do it without turning your life into a laundry nightmare.
Ah, yes, the laundry nightmare. That's real.
So first up,
Okay.
the classic debate.
Uh-huh.
Crisp white cotton versus durable, wrinkle-resistant microfiber.
Okay.
We all love that luxurious hotel feel of cotton,
Oh, I do.
but stains can be a huge headache,
That's true.
especially if you're sending your linens out to a laundry service.
Yeah, that can get pricey.
That can get pricey, exactly.
And the stains don't always come out.
And the stains don't always come out,
Right.
which is why a lot of people are turning to microfiber.
Yeah, and it's a really practical alternative.
It is.
It's known for being less prone to wrinkles.
Yes.
Much more durable, which is a lifesaver for busy hosts.
I can imagine.
And it's usually less expensive, too.
So it sounds like microfiber is the clear winner.
Well, not so fast.
Oh,
We've heard from some hosts who are die-hard fans of natural fibers.
okay.
They say their guests can absolutely tell the difference.
Yeah.
And they really appreciate that extra touch of luxury.
Interesting. So there are still some people out there who really value those high-quality cotton sheets.
Definitely. And, for some properties, it might make sense.
I see.
But we've also heard from hosts who have switched to microfiber, and their guests are perfectly happy.
Okay.
They even leave glowing reviews about the comfy beds.
So it sounds like there's no right or wrong answer here.
Exactly. It really depends on your guests and your own preferences.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners who are trying to navigate this linen dilemma?
I think the most important thing is to pay attention to your guest feedback. See what they're saying in the reviews. And if you're not sure, you can always try out both.
So maybe offer both cotton and microfiber and see which one gets better feedback.
Exactly. It's all about experimenting and finding what works best for you and your guests.
That makes sense. Now let's talk about the dreaded S word.
Oh, no.
Stains,
Beans.
makeup spills, you name it.
Yeah,
They can all wreak havoc on your beautiful linens.
it's a nightmare.
One host actually shared their secret to becoming a stain removal guru.
Oh, really?
Their secret weapons, hydrogen peroxide and enzyme cleaners.
Oh, those are good ones.
They are?
Hydrogen peroxide is great for bleaching and disinfecting.
Right.
And enzyme cleaners are specifically designed to break down those tough organic stains.
So it sounds like this host has really got a system down.
They do. And they also shared some great preventative measures.
Like what?
Well, for example, they provide makeup remover wipes and dark-colored washcloths in the bathroom.
That's smart.
Yeah, it encourages guests to be a little more careful.
Yeah, I guess if you give them the tools they need to prevent stains in the first place,
Yeah,
they're less likely to happen.
right. It's all about setting your guests up for success.
Speaking of success,
Okay.
I want to share a story that made us chuckle.
All right.
One host discovered that their extra blankets weren't just being used for sleeping.
Oh, no. What were they being used for?
Guests were using them to build elaborate forts.
Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
It's a great reminder that you have to be prepared for the unexpected when it comes to linens.
Yeah, you never know what guests are going to do.
You really don't. So let's dive into some strategies for preventing these linen mysteries.
All right, let's do it.
We've heard from hosts who swear by locking up their extra linens in cabinets.
Okay, to keep them secure.
Yeah, to keep them secure. Others limit the number of extra linens they provide in each room.
That makes sense.
It does. And some hosts even offer throw blankets
Oh, yeah.
that aren't as tempting for sleeping, but are perfect for snuggling up on the couch.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And of course, we can't forget the power of a well-placed note in your welcome book explaining your linen policy.
Absolutely. Communication is key.
It really is. Clear communication from the start can prevent a lot of headaches down the road.
Totally agree.
And speaking of communication,
Yeah.
we've heard a lot of questions about what to do when guests seem to be using every single towel in the house.
Oh, yeah, that's a common one.
What's the best approach there?
Well, I think it boils down to supply and demand. If guests have a ton of towels at their fingertips, they're going to use them more freely.
So should we be like rationing towels?
No, not exactly rationing. I wouldn't say that it's all about finding a good balance. you know?
Okay.
Some hosts recommend leaving a reasonable number of towels per guest and then letting them know that more are available upon request.
Okay.
That way you're not doing unnecessary laundry,
Yeah,
but you're also making sure your guests have everything they need.
that makes a lot of sense. Set those expectations.
Right.
Encourage guests to be mindful without being restrictive. Now, switching gears for a second,
Okay.
we came across a bit of a linguistic quirk
Oh, really?
that can cause some confusion.
Okay.
The word duvet,
Duvet. Oh, yeah.
it seems like there's a bit of a transatlantic difference
Yeah.
in how people use this term.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
What have you noticed?
Well, we actually had a host reach out who was struggling to wash what they called a duvet,
Uh-huh.
but it turned out they were talking about the duvet cover.
Ah, I see. So in some parts of the world, duvet refers to the fluffy insert,
Right.
and in other parts it refers to the cover itself.
So for anyone listening who might be confused, let's break it down. The duvet is the fluffy, often down-filled insert
Yeah.
that provides the warmth and comfort.
Right, like a comforter.
Right. And the duvet cover is a separate washable cover
Uh-huh.
that protects the duvet and adds a touch of style to your bed.
Exactly.
It's basically like a giant pillowcase
A giant pillowcase. I like that.
for your duvet.
Yeah. And this distinction is super important when it comes to laundry.
How so?
Well, you don't need to wash the duvet itself after every guest,
Okay.
but the duvet cover should be laundered just like your sheets and pillowcases.
So if you find yourself struggling to stuff a giant duvet into your washing machine,
Yeah.
make sure you're not trying to wash the whole thing.
Right. The insert and all.
Insert and all, exactly.
That would be a mess.
And speaking of washing machines,
Oh, okay.
we heard from a host who was on the hunt for a machine
Oh.
that could handle their king-size beds.
Okay.
They were having a tough time washing those massive duvet covers.
I can imagine those are huge.
So the eternal quest for the ultimate laundry workhorse.
Right. What did they find?
Well, it seemed like the consensus was that a front-loading washing machine
Okay.
with a capacity of at least 12 kilograms is the way to go.
Oh, wow. 12 kilograms. That's a lot of laundry.
It's enough to tackle those huge loads of linens.
So if you're struggling to wash your king-size linens,
Yeah.
look for a front loader with a big capacity.
Exactly. Now let's dive into a topic that every host dreads.
Ugh. Oh, what's that?
Those stubborn stains that just won't quit.
Oh, gosh, yes. Those are the worst.
We heard from a host who was ready to give up on linens altogether
Really?
because they were spending a fortune replacing stained items.
I can understand that it can get expensive.
It can, but don't worry.
Okay.
Other hosts came to the rescue with their stain-fighting expertise.
Or what did they suggest?
Well, hydrogen peroxide and enzyme cleaners were the top contenders.
Those are classics for a reason.
Hydrogen peroxide is great for tackling those biological stains.
Yeah.
And enzyme cleaners are specifically designed to break down organic matter.
Right, so they're perfect for food sweat and other bodily fluids.
So these tips are pure gold
Yeah.
for hosts who are battling stains.
Absolutely, but what about those mystery stains that seem to appear out of nowhere?
Well, those are the worst.
I know, you think you've got everything clean, and then boom, there's a stain.
And you have no idea where it came from.
Right, well, we came across a host who shared a rather unique trick.
Really? What's that?
The blacklight inspection.
Black light inspection.
Yeah, it's a bit like something out of a detective show.
I love it. Tell me more.
Well, this host discovered that using a blacklight can reveal hidden stains.
Oh, wow. So stains that you wouldn't normally see.
Exactly. It's like shining a light on the secret life of your linens.
I'm intrigued. So what kinds of things were they finding with this blacklight technique?
Well, let's just say they found things that made them completely rethink their cleaning routine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder that what you can't see can still be a problem.
So this host suggested doing blacklight inspections at least once a month.
Yeah, to stay on top of any hidden surprises.
It sounds like a worthwhile investment for any host who wants to ensure their guests are sleeping in a truly clean and hygienic environment.
Definitely. Now, let's tackle one final linen conundrum
Okay.
that many hosts face guests who can't resist digging through those extra linens.
Yes, and leaving them scattered throughout the property.
Oh, yeah, I've had that happen.
We heard from a host who was fondly known as the Farm Diva.
The farm diva.
She had a lovely property with a charming kid's bedroom that featured cozy forts under the eaves.
Oh, that sounds cute.
It was. But I have a feeling these forts were at the heart of the linen mystery.
Oh, no, what happened?
She provided extra blankets in each room.
Okay.
But guests, especially the younger ones, couldn't resist incorporating those blankets into their fort-building adventures.
Oh,
She even found evidence that they were using the blankets instead of the provided sleeping bags in the forts.
Oh my gosh, those kids were resourceful.
They were, but I can understand the farm diva's frustration with the resulting linen chaos.
Yeah, I bet she was doing a lot of extra laundry.
She tried everything, putting linens on high shelves, you name it.
And nothing worked.
Nothing seemed to stop those curious guests. She was even considering locking up the linens and giving guests a key.
Wow, that seems a bit extreme.
It does, but she was desperate. Did she find any other solutions?
She did. After getting some great advice from other hosts, she decided to go for a more practical approach.
What did she do?
She removed all the extra linens except for one spare set of sheets and a blanket per bed, just in case of emergencies.
Okay, so she's prepared for the unexpected.
Right, but she's also preventing unnecessary laundry.
And here's a really clever part.
Okay.
She replaced those tempting extra blankets with throw blankets that weren't quite as comfy for sleeping.
Ah, that's smart.
So if guests wanted to drag those around and use them for their fort building, she wouldn't mind at all.
I love it. She basically outsmarted the linen bandits.
Exactly. And it just goes to show how important it is to be flexible and find creative solutions that work for your unique hosting situation.
Absolutely.
And it really goes to show, right, like how much thought goes into being a successful Airbnb host.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not just like providing a place for someone to sleep. It's like you really got to anticipate needs, set those expectations.
For sure.
And be ready to adapt.
Totally. And you know what else the farm diva did? She started putting a little note in her welcome book, just gently reminding guests that extra linens were available in case of emergencies, but there might be an additional fee if more than the provided linens were used.
Yeah, just to kind of encourage guests to be mindful.
Right, exactly.
Without, you know, being a total like...
Yeah, you don't want to be too strict.
Yeah, you don't want to be too strict. You want to be welcoming, but you also, you know...
Have boundaries.
Have boundaries, exactly.
It's like that saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
It really is.
You know, if you can just prevent those problems in the first place, it's so much easier than trying to deal with them later.
And I think if we think about this in a broader sense, what we're really talking about here is like finding a linen strategy that minimizes stress.
For sure.
For both you and your guests.
Right. You want everyone to be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the linens themselves. It's about, you know, creating systems, communicating clearly.
Yeah.
To make that whole linen experience as smooth and enjoyable as possible.
Totally. And you know what I would love to hear?
What's that?
From our listeners. What are your top linen strategies?
Yeah.
Have you had any of these like unexpected linen related situations?
Right, where you've had to get creative to find a solution. We'd love to hear your stories and tips.
Yeah, share them with us.
So as you're getting ready for your next guest, remember that providing that comfortable and inviting sleep experience, it goes beyond thread count.
It really does.
It's all about anticipating needs.
Yes.
Being clear in your communication.
Absolutely.
And creating a system that works for you.
You got it.
Happy hosting, everyone.
Happy hosting.